peace and power, peace and power. It's your brother Maitreya Asek, also known as Shane the Artist. I would like to welcome you to another episode of the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. That's right, black conservatism without the buck dancing. You know what I'm saying? And let's chop it up, man. Let's chop it up, man. I'm just talking about some issues, man, within this FBA movement. And it's like the attacks keep coming and shit. And there's certain things that, just like today I was having some conversations with some guys on Facebook, and they doing their whole attacking of the FBA, and that's what it pretty much is. What's going on, family? Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, man. These preemptive attacks on FBA and basically trying to shame us into not going with our ideology and lineage. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Like, they really are desperate to try to force us to be Africans or claim Africa. It's like, and they don't listen. They're not listening to us. We're explaining to them as clear as day what it is that we're doing, but they just keep taking it on another level with the attacks, with the slurs, with the assaults, with the calling us a cult, and all of this. Like they're keeping this up. And what I was saying today was that they talk about we are causing division, but they don't understand that the attack on FBA lineage is what's causing the division. So it's like, what are y'all doing, man? Like, they claim that they want to unite with us, and we need to come off of this FBA lineage train and unite with them, and we need to get together. They keep saying these things, but yet and still, if they were really sincere, they would understand where we're coming from as FBAs. We have to teach people how to treat us. I mean, we went to bat and stomped the grounds for you here in the United States of America. All throughout the civil rights movement, we went to bat, for that 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship. We went to bat for you for immigration reform. We went to bat for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the disrespect that came as a result of that had to be checked. And I mean, we've been letting it just slide for just decades. I know I have. I've been hearing these Akata stories, these stay away from the black Americans. I've been hearing these type of stories for a long time, man. Since the early 90s, I've been hearing these stories. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's nothing new. I've been hearing these stories. So and we never checked it. We never taught our children not to hang out with African kids or Jamaican kids or Caribbean kids. We never taught our children this. Our mothers and our fathers and grandmas and grandfathers, they never taught us. That's not a part of FBA culture. That is not a part of our culture. They never taught us to not hang around or to not associate or to not marry or date Africans and Caribbeans. That's just not in our mind frame. That's just not, that's just not in our being. That's just not who we are as a group, as a people. That's just not what we do. So that was pretty much unchecked disrespect. So now we deciding to check it, and and it's basically teaching people how to treat us. It also veers over to our reparations claim as well. Which we can get into that a little later. But yeah, man. Like I said to do, it's like these attacks and these insults, saying that, FBA, the white man's dog or something, and we are pretty much the plantation, all this shit that they talking. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to acknowledge our own lineage. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Nobody else have to go through something like that, man. Nobody else have to forced to attach themselves to Africa, to the continent. And this has nothing to do, and that's another thing, the gaslighting into telling us that we hate ourselves and we hate Africa, we hate the motherland. It don't have nothing to do with that, man. Nobody's talking about any type of hate towards Africa, towards the motherland, man. Just because we choose to acknowledge our own lineage. I don't have no issue with Africa. I love Africa. I understand the history that come out of Africa. I study African comedic science. So it's not that the issue is not because it's Africa and we have an issue with Africa, or we don't acknowledge our African DNA, which we do have, just like everybody else have African DNA. Just just building on this whole FBA debacle and how we are under constant attack. It's like a bombardment of attacks, and they really attacking Tariq Nasheed. And the funny thing about that is that they think that by attacking Tariq Nasheed or attacking other influencers who speaks this FBA message, that it's going to stop people from acknowledging their own lineage. Is that what you're going to try to do? But that's not feasible, and that's not going to work. And there is no leader of this thing. This is not, they calling us a cult and shit. All of this because we want to acknowledge our ancestors that died, that paved the way here on this soil. It's like, are we supposed to look over our ancestors here? Their blood is embedded in the soil of this land. Are we supposed to look over them to Mama Africa and look over everything, all the history that happened here on this land that my ancestors created? We're supposed to look over that and just focus on Africa, right? Just forget about is like an erasure, is an attempted erasure of our culture. And nobody can convince me any different. You know what I'm saying? Because they come here with the disrespect. Back in the days, they would do janky shit like not pick us up in cabs. I remember me and my brother. This was probably 95, 96, and we got a cab. Right, this cabbie pulled up, and it was a Nigerian dude, and this nigga had a jerry curl, man. I ain't never seen an African with a jerry curl, but this dude did. It was pulled up. What do you want? Yo, we just trying to get to our job. Me and him worked at a little frozen yogurt spot. We trying to get to our job. There's blah blah blah, damn, right here down the street. And this motherfucker hit us with a million questions. Where are you going? Well, do you have the money? Do this and that? Goddamn, you don't want to give us a ride? Don't worry about it. I mean, we ain't about to beg you to take our money, motherfucker. So we just told him to go on about his business. And we just called another cab. But that's the type of bullshit I'm talking about right there, man. That disrespect. And if anybody want to jump on, I'm trying to figure out how to open up panels and all of that stuff. I'm trying to go live more here on TikTok, but I'll get back to creating podcast episodes of the Rebellious Rhymer podcast. Also, I'm just going around doing other people's podcasts and kind of, getting my platform out there. You know what I'm saying? So, peace and power to the family. Everybody that came into the room. Much appreciated, much appreciated. But yeah, this whole going against the FBA thing as if we are some type of an organizational group. I'm trying to explain to them that you're not creating any type of unity by doing that. If anything, it shows your intent to try to erase us, our culture, because you don't even want us to acknowledge our history here in the Americas, on this land. You don't even want us to acknowledge our history here. That's why, that's why I say this Pan-Africanism thing. For me personally, I still rep that red, black, and green. I mean, that's just our flag. I believe that Black Americans own that flag, man. Just like we own, the Solon flag and the maroon flag and every other flag that FBA has decided to fly. But I don't believe that we need to throw the red, black, and green in the garbage pail of society. We still need to hold on to that flag, because if Pan-Africanism is truly going to have any chance at all, Black Americans have to be leading it, because we have been leading it. We've been the main ones repping Pan-Africanism. Now that we're doing this whole delineation movement, now I'm seeing a lot more Africans talking about that Pan-Africans, and they represent Pan-Africanism. I barely saw that back in the days. Of repping Africans repping Pan-Africanism. Barely saw it. I didn't see it at all. A lot of these dudes, they didn't even call themselves black. They just identify themselves as their tribe first. Okay, they identify as their tribe first. I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, I'm, whatever, right? Tribe first. Then their country, and then maybe after that, if it's convenient for them, they'll talk about their race, call themselves black. They use this excuse, well, that's all we see in our homeland, so when we get here, we just finding out that we're black. That's a bunch of bullshit. Excuse my language, but that's a bunch of crap. You black. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Stop that. And like I said, this is not about a hatred or anti-African rhetoric. Black Americans, we don't have anti-African rhetoric. I mean, we speak the truth. We speak what we see. Now, it's a different story with the Hebrew Israelites. They see things in a different form, and they use the Bible with their views on Africans and Pan-Africanism. But that's a whole nother story. That's it. That's a whole nother story. But other than the Hebrew Israelites, we don't look down to Africa. There's no hatred towards Africa. We're not taught to hate Africans. We're not taught to, we don't go, even if you have some FBAs that do move to the continent, they don't go and join the people who oppress them. We don't do that when we move to different countries in Africa, when we move to Ghana, when we move to Uganda, Nigeria, wherever we go, right, as Black Americans. We don't bring nothing but respect, and we bring a bag. We bring jobs. We do our best to uplift the community. I can't say that it's the same in reverse, because a lot of times when y'all get here, you come with the disrespect. I believe that if you don't even have that mind frame, you're not going to even get into this country. That's how I see it. So they're letting the cutthroats hop on that plane. It's the cutthroats that get up in here. And that's just how I see it. But yeah, it's just further pushing. It's just pushing the divide even further. So you think that going online, spewing all kind of rhetoric and calling us a cult, and we're being misled and misinformed? Nobody's misinformed about the decades of disrespect. Nobody is misinformed about diaspora people in office. turning down our reparations claims, saying that we don't need reparations. In office talking about we need to get rid of Black History Month. Y'all come out here wilding, man. Y'all come out here straight wilding. So this delineation movement is a must. And it's what we need to do for FBA survival. That's how I see it. It needs to be done for FBA survival. And why I say it needs to be done for FBA survival, because they're actively trying to erase us. That's why they want us to claim Africa so bad. So whatever we do, they can usurp and take it as their own. We ain't doing that no more, family. We not doing that no more. But I just wanted to talk about this, man, because it was kind of on my mind today. How they don't. The thing is, it seems like the diaspora, they do not want to hold themselves accountable. They don't want to hold themselves accountable for the decades of disrespect. That's where the issue is coming in. That's where the issue is coming in. They do not want to hold themselves accountable for the disrespect. When you bring up the years and years and years of disrespect, they just gloss right over it like they didn't hear it and say, you're xenophobic. Why are you attacking Africa? All because we are simply acknowledging our own lineage here on this land. Why is that? Why are we not allowed to do that? That's just crazy. I don't understand that. People who are not putting this kind of pressure on Jamaicans. People are not putting this kind of pressure on Trinidadians, Haitians. People are not putting this kind of pressure on them like they're putting it on us. Why are they putting this pressure on us? Because I'll tell you why. Because we are the face of blackness worldwide. We are the representation of blackness. When you go to Iraq and you talk about a black man, you know what's going to come up in their head. The first thing they're going to think about is a Black American. First thing they're going to think about is Michael Jordan. First thing they're going to think about when they think of a black person is Mike Tyson, 50 Cent, Jay-Z. That's who the majority, that's who the world is going to see when they hear the word black. And other people of the diaspora want that spot. But our talents and with the things that we do is so unique that it can't help but to be appreciated worldwide. You know what I'm saying? You can't help but it to be appreciated worldwide, to be usurped and copied worldwide. And the funny thing is that it's suggested to us that we shouldn't gatekeep this wonderful, plentiful culture of ours. This inspirational culture that is Black American FBA culture, represented worldwide. You got Kim Jong-un goddamn bringing in Dennis Rodman to play basketball, other brothers in the NBA as well. You know what I'm saying? World leaders respect at least what we do, even if they don't respect black people as a whole. I guarantee you they respect what we do. I guarantee you they love what we do, what we create. You know what I'm saying? So our culture is worth gatekeeping. Enough with giving away our culture. That's another thing. People just felt that they had access to our culture and that it's just as much as theirs as it is ours. And it's like, hold up, bro. Wipe your feet before you step into the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's what I'm saying, man. My damn cat's back there making a bunch of noise. Whoever that is. Yeah. So, like I said, man, it's further pushing the divide. These attacks on people's lineage. You're attacking our lineage. You're not attacking a group. That's what people don't understand. So if you're talking about unity, which I don't really believe that the diaspora want unity, they want to continue to beat up on the FBAs and say all this bullshit. We don't got no culture. Blah blah blah. This and that. We do better than you when we get here, and all of this crap that these lies. That's what it is, because it's really lies. All of those talking points. We do better than you. We make more money than you. It's lies. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. The world does not believe that. And all you can tell by just looking at what your surroundings as far as where you come from. We don't live nowhere near like some of y'all do in your homelands. We do not. You can go to the slummiest ghetto in America, and I guarantee you they're going to have a running toilet and a running sink and a shower. They're going to at least have that. So, yeah, that's the thing, man. You know, some people have some nerve to come into this country and disrespect after we laid down and fought for you to be here. When these devils didn't even want you here in the first place. They didn't want you here in the first place. Understand the sacrifices that FBA have made for the diaspora. Now you're upset because we're taking them capes off, family. Them capes is coming off, man. For too many decades, we put everybody else first. And when we did that, what happened? It ended up making us come in dead last in certain aspects. But as far as this trickle down stuff from whatever government programs, all those things passed down to the immigrants first. So we supposed to just sit back and not say nothing while you get in sanctuary cities. We got to pay for insurance and shit, and damn near trying to make ends meet. And you got motherfuckers out here not even paying for insurance at all. Sanctuary cities, programs like DACA, Dreamer program, housing programs, grants, loans for businesses. You know what I'm saying? Things that we don't have the same type of access to. You understand what I'm saying? So, yes, it's an issue. And a lot of people will be asking, what is the end game? What is the end game? What is the end game? There is no end game. If there is an end game, the end game would probably be our reparations check. If anything else, that would be the end game. Give us our check for reparations. And it's not going to end our lineage because we're always going to be FBA. But as far as us stomping as hard as we are now, cut us our check. Give us that anti-black hate crime bill. Give us that. Start off with that. Land allotments. Give us that. But then again, I don't like veering off in too much of these extracurricular programs. Just cut the damn check. And we'll buy our own land. We'll buy our own schools. We'll buy our own hospitals. We'll do all that ourselves. We don't need to intertwine with these government programs. Just cut the damn check. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna take me a quick break. I'm gonna go get me something to drink, and I will be right back with the Rebellious Rhymer podcast, family. You feel me? And I'm back. Anybody watch that? What was that? That No Limit versus Cash Money. Anybody seen that? I'm just finding out about that, like about an hour ago. I didn't even know that they had a versus. Any of y'all heard about that or seen it? Who y'all think winning? From my understanding, I heard No Limit getting in that ass. That's what I hear. I hear No Limit doing their thing. And that doesn't surprise me because, No Limit always had the better catalog anyway, to me. Cash Money pretty much got back that ass up and some of Wayne's catalog. But other than that, just No Limit just made just a lot more classics in my eyes. That's how I see it. No Limit was just unstoppable back then. So I know No Limit is mopping Cash Money up. Like I said, they got Wayne and they got Juvenile, back to the ass up, slow motion. I mean, but P just had consistent bangers. Bangers on and off the radio. Like me personally, when I get into an album, I don't really care to hear for the radio cuts. I don't want to hear the singles that they play on the radio. Let me get into the grit of what your album is really about. Let me get into them album cuts. I like to get into the album cuts, the ones that they're not really playing on the radio like that. This whole FBA thing just got people losing their freaking minds, man. Got people losing their mind. They are just forcing us, man. Like they trying to drag us. They trying to drag us to the motherfucking what's the name of the slave dungeon in Ghana? It's like they trying to drag us back into that mug, man. They trying to drag us to Africa. Respect the ethnogenesis, man. Respect the ethnogenesis. How many times do we have to say that? How many times do we have to say that? We are so far removed from Africa. You want us, instead of reaching out to our ancestors, our more recent, more closer ancestors. I'm not talking about ancient ancestry. I'm talking about our ancestors from at least the last 500 years. If you want to go back further, that's fine, go back further. But oftentimes, and this is the issue that I have with the Pan-Africanism is, they are getting upset that we want to at least acknowledge our ancestors here. Just reach over our ancestors here because, the white man's colonizing this land. This ain't our land. Bullshit. This ain't our land. They colonizing Africa too. So you want me to overlook the blood in the soil that my ancestors bled here in North America, in the hells of North America? Reach over that, look over that, all the way up to some ancient ancestry somewhere in Africa that I no longer have any connection to. Why are y'all forcing us to be generic Africans, man? We don't know where the fuck we come from in Africa. So, truth be told, some of us don't even have African DNA. So, I don't know, man. I just don't get I just don't get why they are trying so hard, forcing us, basically. Trying to force us, trying to shame us. Calling us Uncle Toms and Coons and shit. Using our verbiage. Just because What, just because we want to acknowledge our ancestry here on this land? You're not going to get me to disconnect from this land? Are you crazy? My ancestors' blood is in the soil of this land. I'm never going to just give up this land and just say, this ain't my land because it's colonized. Okay, Africa is colonized too. Jamaica is colonized too. Jamaica, you can't even go get on your own beaches in Jamaica. Africa got billions and trillions of dollars worth of resources under the ground, and they don't control none of it. None of it. Colonized. So I don't want to hear that colonized of this ain't America is not our land because it's colonized and it don't belong to us. Man, hell no. We don't went through too much. Our ancestors' souls are surging through all of these United States here. This is our land, man. Right here. Just like somebody today was asking me, FBA have any geographical location? Like, yeah, North America. Right here. And then they want to get into semantics. Oh, well, North America, are you talking about Alaska and Canada as well? Man, I'm not about to be sitting here playing childish games and semantics with you, bro. The United States of America, our ancestors built this land, built the economy of this land that kept it thriving, built the railroad system, invented things to make life easier. Here on this soil, why would I want to give that up? Why would I give that up? That's the issue. They want us to give it up so they can slide in and replace us with shit. It really bothers some of these people that they are not the face of blackness. You know, and as far as how the world sees Africans or people from the continent, I mean, obviously you can thank white supremacy for that. Because they got y'all on TV looking hungry all the time, you know, with flies around you and shit. That was the depiction that we had. We knew that it wasn't true. We knew that that wasn't all of Africa. We knew that that wasn't all of y'all. But that's the damn image that they gave you of us. But the point is, when you got here, we didn't teach our children to dislike y'all and to not want to marry you or get with you or hang with you or anything. We just never, that's just not a part of our culture. And a lot of them dudes, they saying all this foul stuff about black Americans when we ain't really do you no harm. All we may have done is maybe cracked a few jokes about them ashy ass ankles and them ashy ass knuckles, and you rocking them goddamn open toe flip flops and shit up in the high school, rocking church slacks with a sweatshirt and some penny loafers. Yeah, dude, you was getting clown, bro. You was getting clown. Hell, we got clown for certain shit. And we wasn't rocking no church slacks with no sweatshirts and hoodies and open-toed sandals. And we'd still be getting roasted. Wearing pro wings and shit. I mean, y'all remember them pro wings. Rocking them pro wings. I'm from DC. I remember for a brief seconds, man, these dudes were talking about, hey, pro wings in style now, man. So you had a small little explosion of people copping pro wings, but that shit didn't last long at all. It stayed as that shoe that if you pulled up to school with some pro wings on, you was getting clown, son. You getting clown. Sipping out a styrofoam cup. Like Lil Wayne. Go DJ. But yeah, man. Yeah, the disrespect had to be checked, man. This disrespect has been going for too long. But they don't want to take responsibility for that. for the disrespect. You got some videos of some people from the diaspora apologizing. I can at least respect the fact that you put your face on camera and said that. So I actually appreciate those apology videos. But I don't think it's enough, and it's going to be, it's only going to get worse. So that's why we felt that we had to do, like me personally, that's why I felt that I had to make the vote that I made, you know what I'm saying, as far as presidential nominees is concerned. You know, I am a black conservative without the buck dancing, and that's something else that I, like to get into is black conservatism and how black conservatism is pretty much represented by the worst of black conservatives. The black conservatives that use conservatism as a shield to attack their own community, man. And to me, that's not what conservatism is. If you look up conservative in the dictionary, or if you look up conservative online, and I'm not quoting exactly the way it says it, but I'm, I guess, paraphrasing. But it says a conservative is someone who believes in family values, nuclear family, small government, doing for self, those type of things. It said nothing about hating in words. Nothing about that. But you got people calling themselves black conservatives, and all they do is just go in on the black community. You're not conserving anything black with that. You're not conserving anything black. So why do that? Because you're trying to get, a few coins from the YT Supreme that be. Trying to get a few coins. I don't need that. If I'm going to go against my own people, I don't need that. Now, that doesn't mean not hold people accountable for certain things. Even holding black people accountable collectively for certain things. That doesn't mean not do that. But if you're trying to build a platform off of going in on your own people, then we see where you at. We see what you about. And you're going to, just like old boy, Andre Williams, you're going to go out there with that bullshit and you're going to get mollywopped. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen to you. And it's probably going to be other folks that's going to do it. But yeah, I plan on doing a Rebellious Rhymer podcast episode about black conservatism and what black conservatism is supposed to represent. Because honestly, I just feel that the black conservatism need a new light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? To bring, because just because somebody is a black conservative, that doesn't mean that they cooning and going out there going against their own people. Because that's not what conservatism is. It's not attacking your own people. You don't see white conservatives going in on their own. I call fraud on a lot of these so-called black conservatives because they use it as a smokescreen to attack their own people for coins from YT supremacy. That's what they do. So I don't feel that, so it's not a representation of real, true black conservatism. With, like I said, black conservatism is just doing for self. You know what I'm saying? The nuclear family, being about family, taking care of your family. Conservatisms are against things that are unnatural to the nuclear family, like homosexuality. We tend to frown upon that type of activity. So we tend to frown upon that type of activity as black conservatives. So I think black conservatism is misrepresented by a bunch of coons and clowns, basically, who are using, like I say, they're using conservatism as a shield to attack their own community. And that's whack to me. So, but that's a whole another episode. That's something that I'll talk about later. But the ethnogenesis must be respected, family. It must be respected and protected at all costs, because the erasure is not going down. The erasure is not going down, man. You're not about to erase us out of our culture. You're not about to try to infiltrate our culture. Molano, what's that chick name that did that FBA song? And her manager is some Nigerian making all these Akata tweets and shit. Man, we see y'all dudes, man. Like, y'all not about to worm y'all way into this FBA thing, man. You're not about to do that. You're not about to worm your way into our lineage and try to destroy our lineage for your gain. You're not about to do that, man. You're not about to use us to come up as a hustle. That's why I say this Pan-Africanism was always a one-way street. I was a Pan-African. And, the truth be told, I honestly do believe in order for us to truly crush YT supremacy, I do believe that it needs to be a whole diaspora effort. But, until certain people are able to get their thing together, shit, we could use Africa. We need Africa, man. The resources, the land, everything else, man. But it's just too much. There's just too much going on right now, man. Yeah, the tribalism. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kidnapping whole villages of women and shit, cutting each other heads off. What's this one kid? This soccer star? What's that? Brother Donnie told that story about that kid, the soccer star, from I believe he was kidnapped and took into Ghana, demanding ransom money from his parents. Senegal, that's where he was from Senegal. Demanding money from his parents. His parents are scrambling to find money to try to get their kid back, and they couldn't come up with the money, so they unalived the kid. Like, man, stuff like that, y'all gonna have to, Africa gotta get their shit together, man. Before y'all start talking about some unity, don't come here, don't flee your homeland and come up in here talking about something we need to join forces. Meanwhile, you got all that land, all those resources, y'all 85, 90% of the population. And y'all can't handle your business, man, and get these colonizers up off your back. I mean, goddamn, we got to do all the heavy lifting and come in and get the colonizers off your back, too. We did that already, man. When y'all ever come and get these peckerwoods off our back? Never came here to help us in our fights, man. It's always a one-way street with this Pan-Africanism. It's always a one-way street. Who benefit from Pan-Africanism? Because I never benefited from Pan-Africanism. Never benefited from Pan-Africanism. I mean, not monetary wise, I haven't. Now, I've definitely received some knowledge and some wisdom and some understanding from Pan-Africanism. I appreciate that. I really do. But when you look at it from the other end, it seems like the diaspora is benefiting from Pan-Africanism a whole lot more than we are. And I'm talking about monetary wise, because they come here and they get all these government set-asides and programs and things that we fought for. The 14th Amendment and the birthright citizenship and the sanctuary cities and the grants and the loans and the DACA programs and the Dreamer programs and the college scholarships. Man, y'all are benefiting way more than we are benefiting from Pan-Africanism. It's like what some Africans used to say. They came to Africa, gave us the Bible, and they took the gold. Same shit. It's the same thing. We got the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding. You know what I'm saying? We got the Kemetic science. We got what do you call that? Yoruba. We got Igbo religions. We got Biafra religions, things like that. We got Ogun and Oshun. We got these things, which are fine. I love these things, these deities, these stories. It's fine, but we brothers ain't making no bread off of that, man. Ain't making no bread off of that. We not coming there as Yoruba priests and coming there and getting broke off our own church, our own ministry. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't benefit us. The knowledge benefit us. It help us become better people. It help us become stronger people. It help us fight this good fight. But it doesn't, monetary wise, it doesn't benefit us. So what do we need Pan-Africanism for right now at this moment? We don't. Black Americans are leading the way, and that's just what it's going to be. I appreciate people like Abraham Toure. I appreciate brothers like that. I appreciate Robert Mugabe. I appreciate Julius Malema. But it's, to be honest with you, it's just not enough of them. It's not enough of them. Most of those African nations have puppet leaders that don't give a damn about their people. They don't give a damn about y'all. I see how you live. The government do not give a good flying FU about you. Their government don't give a damn about you. Peace and power to the room. So the Rebellious Rhymer podcast has its first sponsor. We would like to welcome Dubby Energy Drink to the Rebellious Rhymer podcast. I'm going to be making a flyer and announcing it, making a video about that pretty soon. And I have a code where if you put in my special code, then you will get 10% off. Appreciate you dropping by. This is just really, I just wanted to vent because I've been going back and forth with these. And it's like, I'm done even going back and forth with these diaspora people, man, because they just don't listen, man. They just don't listen. They're not listening to you. You can say all the rational shit in the world to them, to why you're doing this. What happened? What led to this direction? You can break all of that down to them so eloquently. They do not care. They are not holding their disrespect accountable, family. They're not. They are not holding themselves accountable for what led to this. So now they're just going to have to reap what they sow. They just gonna have to reap what they sow, man. It's time, and this is very necessary. This is for our survival. This is for our survival because they are coming in here trying to really replace us. I just want to say peace and power to everybody who joined me in tonight's broadcast of the Rebellious Rhymer podcast. That rhyme. Yeah, we just checked out this Ice Cube concert, man. How many of y'all like Ice Cube, man? I think he's pretty dope, man. I was always an NWA fan. But we went to check him out last week. Ice Cube doing this thing, man. He's still out there doing this thing. He got a new track out there with Scarface. I believe it's called Act Your Age. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm looking to see what else he have on that album. But yeah, it's all right. Nah, I ain't sipping no lean, man. Them ain't no double cups. I'm in Houston, man. H time. H time represent. Nah, that ain't no double cup. That ain't no Lil Wayne cup, man. When I was younger, though, hanging out with the little knuckleheads, we'll post something in our Sprite. You know what I'm saying? Pull our Sprite and do something. But family, that was something that I was maybe one time, I maybe had one drink. I ain't trying to mess with that type of shit, man. I wasn't trying to mess with that. Too many people. I done seen that stuff wreck too many families here in Houston. So my damn dogs out there making all that damn noise. They hear me going live, so they want to try to come in here and mess up the vibe. Y'all messing up the vibe. Yeah, man. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and kind of vent with the family. I'm trying to get used to doing these TikTok lives. I'm gonna start doing YouTube lives too. I've never went live on YouTube. And if y'all haven't subscribed to my Rebellious Rhymer podcast page on YouTube, please do so. Please subscribe. I'm always dropping some type of jewels, some gems. You know what I'm saying? For you to check out. I'm always dropping some type of gems on there. That is the Rebellious Rhymer podcast on YouTube. Also, you can check out my music on YouTube, man. My album is up. Radical Rap. You can check out Radical Rap. I actually have 3 albums on YouTube and Spotify and all those major platforms and sites. So under Big Shang, you can look up Big Shang, Bigshang. That was my name in the early 2000s before I changed my name to Shang the Artist. But I have 2 albums under the name Big Shang. So if you search up Big Shang, you will find the Shogun EP, which was my first album I did in 1998. And then you will also find the Jesse James album, which I put that out in 2004. 2003, 2004. So you can find the Jesse James album and you can find the Shogun EP under Big Shang, Bigshang. You can look it up here on TikTok as well. And under Shang the Artist, I also have 2 albums. So I said 3, that's 4 albums. So under the name Shang the Artist, not DATHE, the Artist. I have 2 albums. I have the Complex Simplicities album, which I released in 2009, I believe. No. My bad. That's 2016. I'm tripping. So I have that LP that I released in 2016, which is called Complex Simplicity under the name Shang the Artist. And then my most recent project that I put out is called Radical Rap. Okay, this is my hardest work yet. I released that in 2024. You can look that up on TikTok as well, family. Shang the Artist, Radical Rap. Got some real hard, heavy hitters on there. I got some hip hop legends on there. I got Craig G from the Almighty Juice Crew on that album. I got some Houston underground hip hop legends on the album. I got the Neot, Snap, Sonata Watts, Gray Fox. I got a lot of Flow Factory up on there. I got a lot of underground hip hop MCs, man, from all over the world. I got brother Jaws of Life on there. He's an MC out of Atlanta. So many features on that album, man. But there's a lot of bangers, man. It's a banger. So cop that, man. Yes, sir. Ghostface Killer will be coming to Houston in January, so I'm gonna definitely go check out Ghost. See what's popping with him. I haven't been to a Ghost concert since last one I've been to. It was Ghostface and Raekwon together, and they that was what was that, around 2025, I think, 2026, something like that. Yeah, fam. But yeah, that just what I wanted to come on here for, man. It's just a vent over this whole non-respect for our damn lineage, no respect for the ethnogenesis that we had, man. They can't respect us for who we are today. They're not respecting the ethnogenesis. Don't nobody go to the Aboriginals in Australia and force them to be African, man. Ain't nobody going to Fiji and talking to the local Fijians, forcing them to be African. They're not doing that. The Fijians, they know that their ancestry goes back to Africa. They know that. Well, they've been on that land for thousands of years, over 1,000 years. So although they do understand and recognize that they have some African DNA, they're not no longer of that land. They haven't been on Africa. They haven't been on the land mass. They have not been on the continent of Africa in quite some time. Decades. So nobody's forcing them to be African. Like, why is that just a focus for us? I don't understand the laser beam focus into Africanizing us. Why? I see what the agenda is, and it is an agenda. I see what it is. I mean, we got one of the best, we got the greatest culture in the world. Yeah, people want in. People want to steal what we create. People want to steal hip hop. They want to steal country. They want to steal rock and roll. They want to steal our language. Words like woke and hotep and things like that. They want to steal that and turn it into a negative. Goddamn, it's like everything that we do is supposed to be community property. And that's just not how it's going down. That's just not how it's going down. Everything that we do is not community property, man. Leave us to our own devices. Gregory Martin, I appreciate you dropping by. Andrew Grant, Solutions LLC. Sar Faraz, JFK, appreciate you. Kadeem Diop, what's going on? Laura Hogan. Percy W, what's going on? No one cares. Brooklyn 11218, peace and power family. Brian. DKWOCN. Kane Games, what's going on? Trey, what it do, Trey? That's my name too. Out here in these H-Town streets, for those that don't know. But I'm TREY, not TRAE. But I appreciate you joining though, Trey. And that's coming from another Trey. Skeet, what up? Thursday, what's going down? Hobie Me, what's going down? Thorough Black TA, I think that's your name if I'm reading it right. Grace, what's going on, Grace? That FBA lady, what's going on? Peace and power to you. Raymond Bad Lover, Bad Deal Lover, what's going on? Tall Girl Tay, what's going on? Brother Yakina, I saw you earlier in the building. Story Man, what's good, bro? I see you still staying on their heads. Donnie on timeout, what's going on, family? Always very, very thorough with your information. But yeah, fam. Um, yeah, that's pretty much. I just wanted to go in on this whole thing, man, because they are really pushing this divide. They're the ones pushing this divide, straight up and down, man. They're the ones that's pushing this divide, and I don't see no signs of them stopping. They're not going to stop it. They really think they're doing something with these attacks on FBA. They really think that they are doing something. All that's doing is just furthering this delineation movement that's going on. That's all it's doing. It's all it's doing is furthering this delineation movement, which is a very important movement, a movement that was well needed. It was a movement that was well needed, fam. I got this whatchamacallit, this karaoke speaker, right? It comes with a little microphone or whatnot. It's really dope, man. So I figured that, I would start coming on here and I go live and I'll do a little word association. How would y'all like something like that? You know what I'm saying? So y'all just throw words in the air. I'll just keep the freestyle going on different instrumental beats. Y'all just throw certain words in the comments, and then I'll just keep the freestyle going, saying each of y'all words and making a rhyme about it. And, we can just have fun, man, and just freestyle on some hip hop shit. So if y'all are down with that, man, let me put a thumbs up in the comments if y'all would be down for something like that. Live freestyle sessions, man. I'll even perform some songs live. Sometimes I'll go live and perform some of my music from some of my albums. I plan on doing that as well. I try not to get on here and talk about politics 24/7. I appreciate the love. Yeah, so yeah, I'll definitely start doing some of that. Because I just want to keep it a little different. TikTok is always on my head. They always throwing strikes at me and all of these things. Like, really TikTok really getting on my nerves. And, but it's things I like about it. But at the end of the day, TikTok does get on my nerves at times. But it is what it is. It seemed that they just let people get away with anything. And whenever I report something that's blatant bullying, harassment, hate, they say, "Oh, we didn't see no problem with this video. So keep letting these people call you the N-word with the hard ER. It's okay." All right. So be it. So be it, TikTok. Yeah. But so the next time I go live, I might do it tomorrow. I might drop a little freestyle session for y'all tomorrow. It's going to be called Word Association, okay? So I'll just be dropping freestyles. I'll be kicking verses off of my album. I might even perform some of my songs live. And y'all throw some words in the comment section. And I will make a freestyle about it, family, right there, live, off the top of the dome. Sending y'all home with something you can feel. Yes, sir. That's what we'll do, man. So, like I said, I'm going to try to go live more. I don't want to just bombard people with talks about tethers and Africa and Pan-Africanism and politics and Donald Trump and like I don't want to bombard the family with politics all day, every day. You know, I have other talents, you know what I'm saying? You know, talking about these politics and shit all the time, you know, sometimes it can get a little depressing. It can get a little, like, you don't really want to hear all that all the time. Sometimes we just want to enjoy some good music, some hip hop, if you a hip hop head like me, and just cool out, man. So that's what we're going to do the next time. I'll try to create a freestyle series for the family. So like I said, it's going to be called Word Association. You know, you throw a word in the comment section, and I'll make a freestyle about it. It can be anything. It can be shit, Kool-Aid jammer packs, juice box. You know what I'm saying? A lighter, urn. Well, this ain't an urn, but you know what I'm saying? Just any word, anything that you can think of, just throw it out there. Throw it out there, and I'll make a freestyle with it. And then I'll get the homie Story Man to sing a verse, to do a little R&B joint. You know what I'm saying, in the background and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he used to get down recording in the studio as well. Well, look here, man. I'm gonna probably go on and hang it up. I got some video game business to attend to. I'm playing one of these little old school plug and plays. I got like 50,000 games. You know, I like to play the old Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games. I'm playing Chrono Trigger right now. So, and that's another thing, family. I might go live sometimes and just play video games. If y'all don't mind that, then that's what I want to do that too, because I really do enjoy gaming. I don't really be having a lot of time during the week because I work, you know, all week. So on the weekend is when I really get time to play games. But you know, I'm gonna start going live playing games. Also, I'm gonna start doing sketches, man. You know, I just want to veer off into different directions other than just politics and things that can possibly offend people. Not that I give a damn about offending people, because I don't, but I just want to have other avenues to broaden my horizon. You know what I'm saying? I just want to broaden my horizon. So I'm going to be doing comedy sketches. You know, I may even start bringing in actors. Who knows? You know, but I plan on doing more with my social media presence, okay? You know, and not just talk about politics and stuff like that and taboo subjects of that manner. I appreciate the hearts, appreciate the likes. Y'all can, you know, throw some gifts in there if you want. You know, will never demand, but it will always be appreciated. I'm looking at some of these co-host invite options. I don't want to just be inviting random people. I still have to really figure out how to do that. But, you know, I wouldn't mind having a panel sometimes about these certain subjects that we're talking about. You know, but within due time. But I'm just trying to go live more and try to learn the equipment. See what TikTok have to offer as far as the options in the lives here. But I'm also start going live on YouTube as well. You know, Facebook, a lot of times my lives be kind of, I don't know, sometimes the connections be janky with the Facebook. I'll take it over to Instagram. I get much better quality there, in my opinion. Speaking of Instagram, y'all can follow my Instagram, Shang the Artist on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? As on X, you can follow me under the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. So on the X is or Twitter It's Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. Give me a follow. I'll start posting on there more. Give my YouTube page a follow, the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast on YouTube. And if you want to send me a friend request on Facebook, that is, I have two pages, the Maitreya Asek page, MaitreyaAhsekh. That's my main Facebook page. And then I have a backup page, the Maitreya Williams page. So that's you can send me a friend request on that page as well. And we can keep this going. You know what I'm saying? I'm always constantly dropping videos. I'm trying to do more. But like I say, I be busy. Life be lifing sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time to be spending all day on those social media. You know what I'm saying? Grown men with some real business to handle. You know what I'm saying? I got to take care of, man. Got mouths to feed, man. Got a roof to keep over my head. You know what I'm saying? So, until I start making some decent coin off of this shit, man, I'm not really trying to just put all my time into this influencer social media thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been getting it before social media. And I don't mind getting back to it. But, I feel that I have some information that I can share with the family, and I'm going to do that. So, I've been, quote unquote, conscious, if that's the word you want to use, woke, if that's the word you want to use, even though that word has been usurped. I've been, quote unquote, woke for a long time, family, a long time. I'm talking about since the 80s. I've been woke. And guess what? I got hip hop to thank for that. X-Clan. You know what I'm saying? Just Ice. KRS-One. Growing up in an era like that, man, you can't help but to have some type of wokeness to your being. You know what I'm saying? You growing up, banging poor righteous teachers. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, X-Clan, Public Enemy. You growing up with that. Hell, the Grandma Melly Mel, The Message. Songs that give some type of a purpose to your life, some type of knowledge and wisdom and understanding that you can gain. I've been woke for a very long time, family. I'm not new to this. I done studied a lot. I done studied different religions. I done read a bunch of books. I'm always constantly growing. You know what I'm saying? Positive energy activates constant elevation. You seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. You know what I'm saying? You seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. I'm trying to get to a scholar-like status. And I also feel that it's going to take a lifetime of study to get to where I really would love to be. A lifetime of studies. Because you're always going to be learning, family. Always going to be learning. There's always some knowledge to seek out there. So seek that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know what I'm saying? There's some good jewels out there. As a matter of fact, let me show y'all a few of my jewels. These are some books that I'm going to recommend for y'all, okay? Here's some of the books that I like reading. This one is called The Self-Defense Laws of All 50 States. I live in Texas, and we are like really big on our guns and ammo and stuff like that. It's a little dirty, but we real big on the Second Amendment out here. You know what I'm saying? Like we strapped out here. We ready out here. I don't know not one individual that is not armed heavily. You know what I'm saying? So this book is very useful when it comes to that kind of stuff, it breaks down some of these laws and, talk about the red states where you can open carry, and it breaks down each 50 states and the gun laws and ordinances of those states. So I would recommend that if you are a gun owner, and if you're black, you should be. That's just my opinion. And this is one of my favorites, family, by Dr. Claude Anderson, and it's called Black Labor, White Wealth. This is definitely something, this is a must read for brothers and sisters out there in the so-called conscious community. If you want some awareness on what we need to do as far as a blueprint, as far as a plan, what we need to do as far as financial survival, stability, and things like that, this is a good book. This is a good read for that. You know what I'm saying? And it just talks about, group economics, creating businesses and just doing the right thing that you need to do when it comes to the funds. You know what I'm saying? Institutions. We need to build more institutions. Teaching trades and skills. I'm working on putting together a school myself. I have the land for the school already. Dr. Yosef Ben Yakanan Learning Academy. Okay, and it's basically going to be a venue where I can have stuff like live debates. I can invite speakers to come by and speeches. I can have events and stuff like that. So that's the plan, alongside a gym and a shooting range. That's the plan. So the shooting range, the gym, boxing gym, wrestling ring, and all of that stuff, and the learning center where I will hold events and stuff like that. So I'm working on the blueprints for that as we speak. But building institutions is something that's very important, and it's something that's mentioned in this book, Black Labor, White Wealth. And last but not least, family, this one is one of my favorites. And it's written by Albert Churchward, and it's called Signs and Symbols of Primordial Man. Yeah, this is a hot book right here. This book is fire. You hear what I'm saying? This book is fire, man, and it basically goes in. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of information in this book. It goes into the original signs and symbols that were used to communicate. It goes into ancient Kemet. Like I said, it goes into ancient Kemet and all of that, man. So this is a fire book. You can see I've been going through it, and I like to highlight in my books on certain quotes and things that I want to remember. I go ahead and highlight them up and stuff like that. But this is a hot book, man. Signs and Symbols of Primordial Man. So check that out. And those are my book recommendations of the day. I don't know if I might start doing that too, recommending some books. I think that we need to get back to the books. I think everybody who call themselves conscious should have themselves a library of some sort. Collect you some books, man. Get you some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. Get that. Like I said, I've been studying for years. I've been seeking out knowledge for years, man. Champion gear that I rock and get your boots knocked. Then attack you like a pit, then lock shit down. Yeah, man, my champion hoodie, man. I we used to rock champion back in the day, man. Heavy, we was rock champions, man. So I still like their products. I think the real fly champion hoodies and shit. Burkle, peace and power. Divine truth teller, peace and power to you. Peace and power to Remedy O2. Peace and power to Michael Feltman. Peace and power to B-Ball Mom. So glad for y'all to join me in this live. Just basically saying that the ethnogenesis need to be respected. Put some respect on that, man. Put some respect on the ethnogenesis. Put some respect on it. That's all I'm saying. And this is not just some stuff that I'm just seeing on the internet, man. This comes from real life experiences of dealing with non-black Americans in the workforce. I talk to a lot. I live in Houston, Texas, and we got a lot of immigrants from all over Africa, all over the Caribbean. We got so many people. Houston is almost full. We almost like stop coming, just turn back around, go back to Atlanta or wherever you know what I'm saying you came from, because Houston is getting full, man. We got so many immigrants out here. And I work with a lot of them and I talk to them, and they all pretty much, from my personal experience, I've had the same experience with the majority of them, man. And when they talk, and when they start talking about politics, man, they sound like they've been binge watching Fox News. You know how many of these Africans that done told me, well, Trey, black Americans commit 50% of the crime, but only 13% of the population. Like, damn, you just ripped that straight off of Fox News and brought it to the job, huh? You know, and I be having to correct people and let them know what the deal is. But that's what it is, man. They just come here and just really just fall for the propaganda, man. The propaganda be something else. And y'all fall right into the trap. Y'all fall right into the trap, man, of joining the oppressive class to further try to oppress us. And I think when it comes to the diaspora, I do believe that the disdain that they have for FBA is due to the fact that they've been scrounging and scrambling to make it for so long. They've been pushed down and beat up and picked on and stepped on for so long. They feel that it'll make them feel better to know psychologically that they have another group of people under them that they can step on and beat up on. And that's what they're thinking in their mind. Now, that's not happening, and it's not going to happen, but that's what they think in their mind. So that's when they come here talking about we do better than you, we make more money than you, and blah, blah, blah. It's what is that word? It's a self-esteem thing. They need to lift up their self-esteem by beating somebody else's, and they don't even care if it's from their own people. Because like I said, look at what they do in their own country. They cut each other's throats over tribalism, kidnapping each other's children and women and shit. Whole villages of women being kidnapped. Don't say it's not happening. Look at Boko Haram, kidnapping whole villages of little girls because they got different religion, different tribes, same people, same black African people, abusing and using each other, scamming each other. Don't want no parts of that, man. Don't want no parts of that culture, that backstabbing culture. Don't bring that here. Don't bring that here. Because that's not how we get down. We don't abuse each other like that. We don't kidnap each other's children and all of these type of things over tribal beefs. We don't do it, family. We don't do forced circumcision and all of these type of things, man. We don't do that. We do not do that. There is a difference. Respect the ethnogenesis. Respect the ethnogenesis. Just like you respect everybody else's. That's all I'm saying. But look here, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to bounce. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to follow my YouTube page. That's the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast on YouTube. Please give me a follow, subscribe, like my videos, comment, all that good stuff. Like I said, you can also send me a friend request on Facebook at the Maitreya Asek Facebook page, or you can send me a friend request on my backup page, Maitreya Williams page. You can also follow me on Twitter, also known as X. And that's the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast on X. And family, you can also, send me a like or friend request here on TikTok. Join my lives. But anyways, family, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. This has been another episode of the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast, Black Conservatism without the buck dancing. And remember, family, the revolution starts with you. All right? Peace.